A cold room, a narrow staircase, and a silence that was profoundly wrong. In the bitter winter of 1897, deep in rural West Virginia, Zona Heaster Shue lay at the foot of the stairs. A cast-iron stove ticked in the corner as frost filmed the windows. A neighbor boy, the first to find her, simply hovered in the doorway, his hat in his hands. The local doctor gave the body a cursory glance before declaring it a case of everlasting faint, natural causes. Her husband, Shue, was strangely attentive, insisting on dressing his late wife for her burial himself. He forced a stiff high collar around her neck and tied a vibrant scarf tightly beneath her chin, a splash of warning red across her throat. But what can you do when the only witness is the deceased? For 4 consecutive nights, Zona's mother, Jane Heaster, was visited by a restless spirit. She claimed it was her daughter, returning from the grave with a single chilling message. The ghost told her that her husband was a monster, that he had been cruel. And then, to prove it, the specter turned its head completely around, demonstrating how he had snapped her neck. Mary Jane took this impossible story to the local prosecutor, and against all odds, he listened. The grave would not stay sealed. Zona's body was exhumed, and a proper autopsy finally revealed the truth hidden by the scarf and collar: a crushed windpipe and fractured vertebrae. A quiet burial was now a homicide investigation. In an era before cold case files and forensic science, a mother's belief in a ghost had forced the hand of justice. In the county courthouse, spring sunlight slanted through dusty panes. Jane Heaster took the stand, her voice steady as she recounted her daughter's nightly visits. She told the court how the spirit had insisted its neck had been broken. The room did not erupt in laughter. It leaned in closer, captivated. The law, of course, could not put a specter on trial. But the judge allowed the mother's story, then masterfully steered the jury toward what could be held and measured: the strangulation marks, the unnaturally loose neck, and the autopsy's cold, hard facts. The prosecution built its case on that graveyard evidence. Shue was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. Legal historians still cite it as the only known case in American history where a message from the dead helped to launch a murder prosecution. Today, we parse podcasts and scroll through evidence, weighing forensics against gut feelings. But this story lingers, a stark reminder of how human intuition can sometimes pry open a door that logic has sealed shut. It shows how grief, when it insists on speaking, can demand a truth that the living have overlooked.